Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to talk about some tarot books that are lesser known, and this is a kind of part two to another video that I did recently about lesser known tarot books. So this is a video about a few more tarot books that I have that are not very well known. So the first one is Easy Tarot Guide by Marcia Masino, and this is one of the first tarot books that I learnt with a number of years ago, and it is still available now. I think it has a different cover. I'm fairly sure it is reissued with a different cover, and it is available again now. I think it was out of print for a number of years, but I'm fairly sure that it is available again, and it may even be available on Kindle, I'm not sure. But this one is really useful, especially for someone who is a beginner and learning the tarot. I think this book is really well set out, and it's a bit like tarot lessons. It looks at the different parts of the tarot separately. So it would look at all of the major arcana cards, and then the court cards, and after that the pip cards and the numbered cards. And it's a really good, useful book to learn with. You may still be able to get this older copy. This was first published in 1987, and the publication that I have actually had or has coloured pictures of the Waite-Smith deck in here. So I really liked that when I first got this book, and it's got questions and answers in here as well. So it's a great book for learning the tarot. And I was just having another browse through the book just now, and it actually has the major arcana cards in the last section of the book, which is a bit of a different way of doing it, but it has upright and reverse meanings in here as well. And it starts with the numbered decks. It starts with the numbered cards, and then the court cards, and then the major arcana. Yeah, so this is a really useful book, and I'm pretty sure you can get this with a different cover now. Easy Tarot Guide by Marcia Masino. The next one is also written by Marcia Masino. Best Tarot Practices, Everything You Need to Know to Learn the Tarot. And this one came out quite a number of years after the author's first book. So it has a foreword in here by Rachel Pollock. This is published by Weiser. This is quite easy to get. I really like this book. It's quite an original approach. It's quite different to the first book. It is a book that you could learn tarot with as well, but it's not quite as basic as the first book I showed. What is different about this book is that it has meditations for each of the cards, and for the major arcana it has journal questions. And what is also a bit different about this one as well is there are 4 main spreads in the book for learning, but there is one spread in particular that is called the whole self spread, and it is just using the court cards. And I think that is a great idea for learning the chord cards. I haven't seen a book before that has a spread especially for the chord cards. I think that is a really great and original idea. This book is really well written, and I just like the really unique way, the unique approach that this book uses, that this book has. I haven't seen any other books that are quite like this one. I just really like the approach of this book. It's a very useful book. I think if you are an intermediate tarot practitioner, or even if you're a bit more advanced, I think there's something new to learn from this book. There's all kinds of information in here. Even in the first part of the book, there's just all kinds of ideas in here. It's just a very original book. But I think particularly this whole self-spread using the chord cards is a great idea. So this is Best Tarot Practices by Marcia Masino, published by Weiser, and this was published in recent years. The next book is different, and it's an older book. This was published in 1988, around the same time as the first book I showed. You could probably get this on Amazon. This is Tarot Prediction by Emily Peach. And this book is a great book, but it is not really what the title says. Not really. It's a book that you could learn tarot with, but it has a more intermediate to advanced approach because it's basically a Kabbalah book. It's a great way to learn the Kabbalah in regard to tarot. And a lot of people would not think that with this title. It surprised me at the time. I quite like Emily Peach. She did write 2 or 3 other tarot books as well over the years. I think this is her best book. And this book really surprised me at the time. I thought, oh, okay, this looks interesting. But this was probably one of the earliest introductions to Kabbalah for me when I first got this book. It's not an easy introduction to Kabbalah. I think this is more of an intermediate book, or for someone who wants to learn Kabbalah in regard to tarot. So it is a great book, but it may be a bit hard to get. You might be able to get this on Amazon. So Tarot Prediction by Emily Peach. It actually says here an advanced handbook of images for tomorrow. So I think it has that subtitle because of the Kabbalah. And the 4th book I've got for today, the last book for today, is a really great all-round useful book. The Complete Book of Tarot by Cassandra, Eason. And the subtitle is Everything You Need to Know, including spreads, card analysis and divination. This is a great book. This was published in recent years. And Cassandra Eason is better known for her pagan and Wicca books. But this is a great tarot book, and it has a really good section on Kabbalah as well. So this is another one for people who want to know more about Kabbalah in regard to tarot. I like the inclusion of Kabbalah in here. It's really in the last third of the book, but it's got a bit of everything. There's all kinds of information in here. It's a really useful book. I think it's a reasonably accessible book. I think for people who want to leave Kabbalah for later, because it's in the last third part of the book, you could use at least 2/3 of this book before even approaching the Kabbalah section if you want to. So this is another great book that is probably not all that well known as are the other books that I've mentioned. So you could probably get this one on Amazon. It may not be still in print, but it's another book that's worth getting if you're interested. Complete Book of Tarot by Cassandra, Eason. So I'll put the details below the video, and that one was published in 1999, but I'll put the details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.